What up, everyone? It's the DCEU podcast man again. And in this episode, I have a lot to say about the DC Extended Universe. Starting with the news that Michael Keaton is coming back as Batman in the upcoming Flash movie because of the Flashpoint Paradox story arc that is going to be adapted. It has been confirmed that through Flash's time travel, he'll end up in the world in the Flash will end up in the 1989 Batman universe, but sadly it's been confirmed that they won't have Thomas Wayne's Batman, which was one of the big parts in the Flashpoint comic. Even though it's cool how they're bringing in 1989 Batman, I think it would have been more fitting if they had Thomas Wayne, especially if they had Michael Keaton playing him. After all, Thomas Wayne was an old man as Batman, and Michael Keaton is old right now, so that would have been a fitting role, especially since he's played Batman before. But this still opens many doors for many more possibilities in the DC Extended Universe. Because just like in the Crisis on Infinite Earths comic and the TV special that was with the CW's Arrowverse, along with all the other Infinite Earth comics that DC created over the years. Because now the DC Extended Universe could possibly do crossovers with other past DC movies, like the Dark Knight trilogy, or bringing in like some of their lesser known, for better or worse, movies like the 1997 version of Steel, which was a terrible movie, I have to say. Because it had so many problems with plot, acting, especially with the acting, because their lead actor was Shaquille O'Neal, and he's a terrible actor. But this could mean that Darkseid won't be the big villain that the DC Extended Universe will build up to, unlike Marvel where they did it with Thanos. But then again, the Snyder Cut will have them fighting Darkseid anyway. So this will help to sort of connect the current DC Extended Universe timeline with the upcoming DC Extended Universe timeline. Especially since we have Robert Pattinson as Batman instead of Ben Affleck, or Wonder Woman 1984 kind of contradicts how Wonder Woman has been keeping her presence hidden, although she has been helping people. Even though there's been theories like the main bad guy, Maxwell Lord, will erase everyone's memories of her. But, we have to wait until the movie finally comes out to watch it. If it wasn't for the stupid coronavirus, we would have heard it about, we would have watched it by now and find out like how this is going to connect with not just the sequels but also the extended universe. With bringing in the world of 1989 Batman, I'm hoping that they might bring in or at least reference Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, because her portrayal of Catwoman was really great, really spot on, and also really great costume. But it has been confirmed that it will not have any connection to the later Batman movies that came out after Batman Returns, aka Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, for better, because those movies really suck. Especially Batman vs. Superman. But I'm hoping that we can at least get some kind of reference or Easter egg out of them, especially since the man who directed both those movies, Joel Schumacher, has recently passed away due to cancer. So, even though his movies sucked, I still think it'd be great for Warner Brothers to honor him for his involvement in Batman in the past. Maybe have like his name on some shop, or have like some kind of reference to Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Maybe have like some Mr. Freeze figure from that movie, or making fun of Schwarzenegger's portrayal of him, or of George Clooney's portrayal of Batman, or even of the terrible costumes. Another piece of information regarding the DC Extended Universe with the upcoming Snyder Cut of Justice League. Our internet rumor has it that Ryan Reynolds will return as the Green Lantern. Now, this is interesting because I think I remember reading an article a few years back that the Green Lantern was originally he's supposed to kickstart the DC Extended Universe, but due to the box office and the poor reviews, yeah, they had to scrap it and went to Man of Steel, which was 100 times better. But this would be interesting to see. It'd be just like with J.K. Simmons returning as J. Jonah Jameson in the MCU, even though he already played him in the original Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. And Green Lantern was a important member to the Justice League, one of the founding members in the overall original comics. So having him in the mix would be interesting because not only will they be more comic book accurate, but they're also giving Ryan Reynolds another shot at being one of DC's greatest heroes. To to me personally, I rank him at number 3. But we'll see if they are going to avoid the mistakes that the original Green Lantern movie made. Ideally with the costume, because that CGI Green Lantern costume was a major waste. I mean, in theory, that could have been cool, but the poor CGI on it, it just looked terrible. So I'm hoping that either, or if they do another CGI costume, it would look better, or if they would actually give him a real costume. Truthfully, I'm voting for the latter of getting him a real costume. But back to the multiverse thing. If the multiverse thing holds true, then the big baddie wouldn't be Darkseid, or maybe it could, we'll have to wait and see, but it could also be the AntiMonitor, a DC character who once tried to destroy the multiverse. He was the main bad guy in the Crisis on Infinite Earth story arc from the original comics. The Crisis on Infinite Earths movie, if they ever do one, would not only tie in all these universes, but could give us an even bigger crossover than what Marvel did for Endgame. Even though they plan on doing their own multiverse with the upcoming Doctor Strange movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, this one will exceed it because it's showing like from an early standpoint of not just a singular story, but like all these interconnected multiverse stories. But what this could mean for more upcoming DC movies, like the sequel to Shazam or the Black Adam spinoff, like they would probably stay in the timeline that they still exist in, or the slash universe. But at some point, these other universes may overlap. The, all the filmmakers and Warner Brothers will probably still focus on these individual storylines, but at some point we'll probably find ourselves watching a overlap between their timelines, all their universes. And who knows, at some point we may even get a moment like in the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie Turtles Forever, where they see all the different multiverse versions of themselves from past media. So at one point, into let's say Robert Pattinson's Batman, we'll probably see the Lego movie version of him, or say like Superman, and he sees the original 1978 version of him. But if something like this does happen, I can't wait to see like how they're gonna explain like the Green Lantern 2011 with the Green Lantern and the Snyder Cut, since they're both the same actors. Maybe this means that the Green Lantern from 2011 is actually part of the DC Extended Universe after all. Because there is a Green Lantern movie planned in the future of the DC Extended Universe, but they're going to get all the human Green Lanterns in it, not just Hal Jordan. It's going to have Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, all of them, along with all the other Green Lanterns. This could also mean that we may see Ben Affleck as Batman again if he ever decides to come back, because people online are supporting Ben Affleck to return as Batman. So it'd be great to see like one previous Batman being a more recent Batman, not just in terms of the Michael Keaton, but the more recent portrayals. I'm also hoping that they would bring in Christian Bale's Batman, because he was really cool. And it'd be cool if he went into the DC Extended Universe in some crossover. That is all for this episode. Be sure to hit like and subscribe to my channel, and check me out on other podcast platforms like Spotify. Thank you. Goodbye.